Everyone, welcome to the SML Show presented by Yamaha Motors. Today I'm honored to be joined again by Roger DeCoster, the race director, group director of KTM and Husqvarna Motorcycles.
Yep.
And we're just fresh off Eli Tomac's first win at Anaheim 1, and I saw you down on the floor with a big smile. Like, how was it for you? Were you expecting that?
He gave us a lot of confidence as we started working with him. We felt pretty good, and saying that I went to Anaheim to be sure that he was going to win now, but I knew he would be battling for the top spots, and of course it was a nice feeling. And then Prado doing really well also. It was really good for our team. Our team needed that because we had a tough couple seasons behind us with multiple problems. Problems on our side with the company, with as everybody knows, with the reorganization financially and all that in Europe, and then. Our results were not so bad, but we could never get things to be smooth with the guys from last year. The riders from last year, and so for the crew, I was happy for myself, but I was mainly happy for the crew because I've said this before. It's like, I was worried last year that everybody was working so hard and still our guys were complaining, and every Monday I would go back to the race shop worrying about who was going to come over and say they wanted to quit or something,
Yeah.
And so this was nice. Now that everybody had a smile on their face. Today we had a group lunch for the crew, and it was really nice to start the season that way.
Yeah, I bet. Did you referenced the financial trouble at the parent KTM group in Europe? Did that have much effect on USA Racing?
Not directly on the racing, but on the feeling, on the atmosphere and all that, and you worry, with that you're going to be finding enough finances to pay everybody and to buy the things that the race team need to buy, and these days racing is super expensive, as you all know, and everything has gone up so much, the hotels, the restaurants,
Cars, rental cars?
yeah, but you go to a restaurant today, it's like double what it used to be only a few years ago,
Yeah. So basically the team is 2 out of 3 riders, or 2 out of the 4 riders are brand new, with Jorge and Eli. Is it exciting to rebuild a relationship or create a relationship with a new rider and kind of rebuild the team morale and dynamics?
Well, it's exciting if it's positive, yeah. And that's one of the main things I feel with Eli is that he sets the tune, he sets the example for all the young guys, and him and his dad, the whole family, they're real professional, and now I know why it was so tough all the years that we had to fight him,
Yeah.
No, it's not an accident, it's what they do the whole week, all their preparation and all that, and they keep things simple, and everything is on schedule,
Yeah. He said, I did a podcast with him the Monday after Anaheim, and he was very complimentary of the KTM organization, the race team, the way everybody is like-minded, all working toward a common goal. It seems like I got the feeling he's the most happy he's been with the team.
That's awesome, and I do feel that he is happy, and everybody is working hard to do things right. But I feel that not just this year, but our crew is real professional, and everybody is working hard and taking responsibility for what they need to do, and that's why I was worried last year, and I'm so happy now that I can see the turnaround, and there's a positive feel again on the team, which we did not have recently.
Yeah, that's awesome. Roger, we're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors. We'll be back for more.
I'm Aaron Plessinger, and I choose OGO.
I'm Levi Kitchen, I choose OGO.
I'm Malcolm Stewart, and I choose OGO.
And I choose OGO.
And I choose OGO. And I choose OGO.
And I choose OGO.
And I choose OGO.
Welcome back to the SML Show presented by Yamaha Motors. I'm here with the man, Roger DeCoster. I was thinking back to it, like 2011, when Ryan Dungey won his first race on the KTM. And just how amazing that was, right? Because if you think about what the bike was previous to that, and I know the story's been told about how you went to KTM and you got Ryan to come over and you built him this new bike and everything. But what is it like now to think back to 2011? We're here 15 years later, and just think about the influence you've had on the brand and the machine and the race team and the results all this far.
Yeah, it's obviously a really good memory, and Ryan was there last Saturday at the race, and we talked quite a bit, and it was actually funny to see because Ryan and Eli, they were battling like a lot, and it was funny to see those two guys together now and wearing the same team clothing, and I actually talked this morning to Ryan also, and he's really impressed with Eli, and I think Ryan has kept following what we're doing and tried a few things on his own outside of racing in recent years, and I feel that this gave him a new interest in the team and in Supercross and motocross, and he wants to get back and be more involved.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
He's
Not racing, but he wants to get back with more. Now he is an ambassador basically, and he comes by and talks a little bit. He goes to some of the dealer shows and so on. But I can tell he wants more. There's a renewal of excitement and interest.
Yeah. So I'm assuming maybe team manager Ian Harrison is the guy who makes the choice on like bringing in Eli and Jorge this year, but how much influence did you have, and what made you guys choose those two?
You're talking about Eli and
Eli
Prado?
and Jorge.
Yeah, it was basically Ian and myself that decided we wanted to go for it, and then of course we needed approval from Austria, and there were a little bit there was some questions there, especially about Prado. And Eli being at the end of his career and all that, and but that turned around pretty quick, and we did have some support from some people in Austria, but Pitt was not so happy about it, and Pitt is more, if you leave him, he takes it more personal, and it's hard for him to, especially with Prado, he won 4 championships, if I remember right, with KTM, and then left us, and then wanted to come back, and then we were not so sure about Supercross. He struggled a lot last year, but he put in a lot of work this winter, and I think our crew understands what he was looking for, and first race went well, and I'm not saying that it's going to be like that the whole season, but because the season is long and Supercross is tough, and so many injuries also and all that, but I don't think it was a real fluke that he got on the podium. He is a good starter, and he is very good technically on the bike, and I think he likes his bike, and I expect more good results.
Yeah. What was it like developing the bike for Eli? He's obviously the clutch thing. Everybody's talked about that till the kicking a dead horse, right? But he's notorious for wanting, like, give me as much power as you can,
It actually was not that difficult to make him happy, and part of that is because the way he is, when he tried the bike, he was pretty clear from the beginning on the things he liked, and the first thing he asked is, before he even rode our bike, he asked, "Can you make a cable clutch?" And I said, "For sure we can, but I have to see if Austria is willing to do it,
Yeah.
And so we talked about it, and we talked to the engine guy and see if he was. Jan and I thought there's no way they're going to accept that. They were the first one to put an hydraulic clutch on the bike, and now go back to a cable clutch. But they reacted like in a way that, well, if that's what he likes, if that would make him happy, we'll make him a cable clutch, And then they made a sample. We played with it a little bit ourselves before Eli, before we were ready to let Eli try it, and then he tried it, and we went back and forth, and he thought it was, from our first try, was pretty close to what he liked, and then it helped us figuring out some things also to actually improve the hydraulic one, and we made the 2 versions ready and let him choose, and I think he chose the cable one because that's what he's used to, and so that was one less thing that he needs to that he needed to think about to start his new season, because he had very little time to get ready for the season,
What about his engine package, power-wise? I heard a story about Austria shipped over a engine that Hurling said was too fast or something, or like how much power does Eli actually have? want.
More than anybody. Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
he likes power, and I'm surprised that he can ride with that much power on a supercross track. Because the thing, if you ride that thing, that thing takes off. It's fast.
yeah? What's Prado like to work with? Is it way different, the things he wants?
He likes very little changes, and he feels small things, small changes. But he doesn't want an aggressive engine as aggressive as Eli does.
And then is Aaron? He's back in action. His health is better.
Yeah.
Did he have much time to change anything?
Well, Aaron, everybody knows, and you can see it when you look at him on the track. He always likes the back of low and the front high. He likes a chopper, you know.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to make the bike turn good, and you give up some of the travel in the back, so you have less stroke to absorb the same energy, you know. So you're not gonna be able to get that comfort or the traction that you can get with a more level bike, you know. But that's the way he likes it, and I think he's raced like that for all his career. And I was talking to his dad about it a little bit last weekend, and he says he has been like that all the time. And
Maybe it feels more like a horse.
yeah, maybe that's why they call him the cowboy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take one more quick break, one more segment with Roger. Guys, welcome back to the SML Show presented by Yamaha Motors. Again, I'm here with Roger DeCoster. So obviously the 250 rider, Julian, he's out for a while with this broken neck and back. At the team intro, I saw his bike with the number 13 and I'm all, hey Roger, what do you think of the 13? And you're like, I wouldn't choose it, but I guess his family has some connection to the number. But I wanted to ask you, when you were racing, did you have any superstitions or pre-race rituals?
I was not very superstitious, but I would not. I would not taunt it. You know, I would not. I would have not taken a 13, and maybe I will say, well, let's touch wood, you know, or something. And, but that's about the extent of it. And you know, the last time I had that situation was with Ricky Johnson in the Honda days, and that did not turn out well, you know, because he got landed on and he got messed up his wrist, and yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So when you were racing, you didn't, when you got a new helmet, did you drop it on the ground or left boot first?
No, not to that extent, no.
No. Not for the man, no superstition.
Yeah.
So the last two shows we had, we talked a lot about you and your career and stuff. So I wanted to kind of reflect on some of that. Like, I don't know if I asked you this, but like, what was the best bike you ever raced?
Well, the best bike is always going to be the best relative of what is around you at that time, you know.
Yeah.
If you take a bike from today, it's better than any bike today is better than our bikes were, you know.
So would it be better to say, which bike did you race that you had the biggest advantage on?
72, clearly.
72?
72, yeah. The bike was light, it did not break. It ran clean, which was unusual at that time, the power with the carburetor, and I was probably at my best also around that time. I would say 72, 75, although I had some DNF in 75 also, but the bike was good, it handled good. 76 was still pretty good, 77 was not quite as good, and 78 we got completely lost. The bike got so high, and I at the end of in 77 I did not go to Japan to do the testing because with the schedule it did not work with the Trans Am series. I had to be in the US, so I never rode the 78 bike until February when it came to Belgium for some local international races, and but then it was too late. At that time, you know, the only changes that they would make was, you know, maybe spring rate or something like that, but they would not change the geometry of a bike.
Did you go to Eric Krippa's Celebration of Life? Were you there?
I didn't go there, no.
Okay. When I was there, the people got up and told stories, and there was a story about Eric cutting the frame of one of the factory race bikes in a parking lot of a hotel and re-welding it to change the geometry and stuff. But like, it's funny to think that in that day you could do stuff like that and it would work. And you know, these days guys want to change the torque on their fork lugs so it handles differently, you know? Has motocross become more technical, or was it just you guys didn't know back then what you could do?
No, of course there was more freedom to do things. There was a lot less people involved, a lot less red tape, and the cost of doing things was a lot less. Now, you know, it's in a way it's a little bit scary because the way it is now, because now you need a data guy. For even if you just have one rider, you need a data guy, you need a suspension guy, you need a person to do the podium, coordinate the interviews, do the social media thing. You need a team manager. You know, you need so many people now. You need a semi, otherwise, you know, you cannot race anymore.
Yeah.
You know, in my days, we had a little box van in Suzuki had a little Ford Transit, which was the size of a Sprinter today, and that's what we used for the whole World Championship. You know, they went to Russia with that. We walked out of it, and you know, we made it work. But now we have normal. We should have 4 riders actually, 2 250 and 2 450s. But we have a semi. We have a semi for the bike, a semi for the hospitality, and so everything is bigger and but not necessarily better. You know?
I was going to say, bigger, not better. Was racing, do you think, more enjoyable when it was simple? When you were racing?
Every way has its own challenges and own benefits, you know. But you had to be able to do more different things. Everything is more specialized now. Mm-hmm. If a rider was not organized enough to organize his visas for travel the East Bloc countries and all that, which took quite a bit of paperwork. You know, you need every country that you went through in the East Bloc countries, you needed a visa. So at that time, some of us that did a lot of the travel, we had 2 passports actually, because there was always one at one of the embassies. Mm-hmm. You know, you had to drop off your passport, and it took anywhere from 2 days to a week before they would get you the visa stamp in it. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, you were at another race already, so you needed another passport, otherwise you could not go to that race. Mm-hmm. And you had to be able to organize yourself to travel through those countries and be there on time, of course. And now everything is done for the riders. You know, they do the flights for the riders usually. They do the hotel reservation. They're told what time they have to be at a press conference, or you know, so there's a lot less freedom in a way, but they have a lot more support also. Mm-hmm. You know, if your bike. You know, if your bike doesn't turn good, well, you better figure out how to make it turn, because they were not going to change the frame for the next weekend or adjust things. You know, it was like it was at the start of the year, and you were pretty much stuck with it for the rest of the season.
Okay, I got the sign that we're out of time, but so I think, are you 82 right now?
I'm sorry?
How old are you right now?
81.
81.
Yeah.
Okay, so
don't make me older. Come on.
How long will you stay working in motocross, and what does it feel like to know what a huge impact you've had on the sport? I mean, you're arguably the most important person in motocross history.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but how long I will do it, it depends on the big man upstairs.
So you'll do it until you die.
Yeah, as long as I feel that I can contribute, you know, to the team, and that the team want me around. If they say, if Ian tells me, hey, Roger, you better stay home now because you're in the way all the time, you know, I will stay home, you know. But I still like what I do. I really enjoy if I can make an improvement on something. And if I can give the guys a little bit of advice, or you know, I really enjoy it, and maybe I will back off from some of the travel, and spend more time in the workshop, because for me the favorite thing to do is work on the bike, work on parts, and making things better, and seeing a good battle on the racetrack, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you see a good race and how good these guys are today, it's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. It's impressive what they can do, you know. And on TV, it looks okay, but it doesn't give the real feel still of what it takes to do what they do, you know.
Yeah.
And even you know, you can see the whoops and the jumps it's a long way and all that, but when you if you walk those tracks and know what it takes to go and commit and go fourth gear through whoops that are this tall, you know, and 13, 14 feet apart, and blitz them. You need some huevos, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Roger, thank you so much for coming in again. I know you're busy. Best of luck again this weekend, and
Thank you.
hopefully have more reasons to come talk like this.
All right. Thank you.
Guys, thanks for checking out the SML Show presented by Yamaha Motors. Please like and subscribe because it will help us grow our channel. See you next week.